is the game isn't very liked, but um, so before I actually get into the article, I just want to give credit where credit is due. You can find this article. I will link it in the description as well. It's on Comic Book Gaming, and it's written by Tyler Fisher. Released on September 11th, 2023 at 4:21 p.m. Eastern Time. So that would be East Coast if you guys didn't know. Anyway, so in this article, I just wanted to, go over it and talk about a couple things that I found interesting that I read in it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say right now that if you don't think that the Gears of War 6 open world thing is bad news, I would just pause the video or skip completely entirely and just move on, go to another one, or find something else to watch because I'm not trying to upset anybody and I'm not going to force you to listen to something that you're not going to want to hear. So let's just get right into this, right? So these guys, as much as I am, and I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouth, but they're speaking for a large portion of people here, I believe, when they say the new Gears of War 6 report is hopefully not true, with the caption underneath the title saying Gears of War 6 being open world sounds like a terrible idea, and I can get into why I believe that is a terrible idea, but let the article speak for itself, right? So basically, in this article, it talks about the announcement of Gears of War 6 and um, you know, why it sounds familiar, or just normal shit, just giving people the run around up in the first paragraph up here. And then in the second paragraph here, it it talks about how it the game was passed off from Epic and it was given to the Coalition, and yeah, it just didn't go so well. They didn't do too well according to the article, and I mean the majority of the fan base that I know, especially the OG fan base. When I say OG, I mean Gears 1 through 3, and I mean I don't even put Judgment in there because everybody fucking played Judgment for a month and just hop back onto 3. I remember going on YouTube and seeing all these goodbye Gears of War 3 montages, and then a month later everyone's making Gears 3 montages again. It's just craziness. But back to the article. Um, they go here to say the first two games that they made, which is 4 and 5, they carried the baton fairly and faithfully with a familiar experience. The only problem was the quality, and I agree, but at the same time, I don't. If you're talking about like performance wise, I think Gears 5 uh, runs a little bit worse than Gears 4 on PC, in my opinion. And that really has to do with just the performance. As far as graphics go, I think Gears 5 takes the cake on that one all day. I think things could have been done better for Gears of War 5 if they had just waited to release it for the series consoles. I know that it's a big chunk of time taken out in the Gears 5 life cycle, but at the same time, they could have really separated the two games if they had just waited to announce it and release it at the time. I'm not saying that's a good idea, but I just think of the possibilities is what I'm saying, right? So, um, it just keeps on going to say that they want to evolve the series, right? And like it says right here, at a face value, this isn't a bad thing. Everything needs to evolve over time, but it's a delicate tightrope to walk when you attempt to evolve a popular and established IP with very specific expectations. I think that this sentence here is very powerful, and I really do want to go over that. Um, they're right when you're trying to evolve an IP such as Gears of War, right? You can go look at COD. They tried to do the same thing with the jetpacks and shit. It didn't really work out that well. They had like two different variants of jetpacks, and when I say two, I mean the Advanced Warfare variant and then the Black Ops 3/Infinite Warfare variant. Um, those games are niche. They have their fan bases, but were they the most popular CODs to come out? No. The numbers speak for themselves. I'm not going to go into Call of Duty, but the expectations with the established IP thing that I'm trying to link together is that you got a game that's known for boots on the ground combat, um, and they saw the success of Titanfall, and I mean, who wouldn't want that success, right? But at the end of the day, Titanfall was its own IP. That's something that they were expecting with its own mechanics, its own gimmicks, its own stuff. You know, it wasn't COD. COD is good at doing COD. It's not good at doing Titanfall, but COD's fucking version of Titanfall. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with me, but I'm just trying to recall my personal experiences and what people around me, friends, family, people on the internet have said about the games in general, with them just not being the most popular, and they wish that they had boots on the ground back. I remember that being the major thing. Everybody wants boots on the ground. Nobody wanted to be flying around everywhere. So the expectations there were a little skewed, I would say. When it comes to the Gear series, the expectations aren't that high. We don't have a lot of expectations. Being an OG Gears fan from all the way from the very first one when the game came out all the way till now, I'm fucking 25 years old now. You know, I started making content on this game damn near 10 years ago, and before that, I was playing it for damn near 10 years prior. You know, the game is or something like that. I'm not gonna go through time, but whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. The expectations were never that high, right? The game Gears 1 through 3 always had the same layout, right? It had campaign and versus. Gears 2 and 3 added Horde, Gears 3 added Beast, but every single game mode, right, was still true to the core Gears experience, and that gave us exactly what we expected from it. Campaign from GAL 1, a linear story that, yeah, it locks you into a specific path, but it's not about the path. It's not about just what you're doing while walking around. You don't need to find fucking objects and craft shit, or fucking go 10 miles to the east. You know, you don't need that. That wasn't necessary in Gears. Gears had a story to tell, and they used the linearity of the campaign to direct you down that path, direct you in the way of the story. They never allowed it to be something as big as open world, right? So I think that's just one of the expectations that they are uh, messing up. Like, we're not expecting the campaign to be the main focus of the game. The campaign being absolutely amazing and was probably the selling point for Gears of War 1 is just that, the story. It had nothing to do with gameplay gimmicks, didn't teach you any special tricks about mechanics, didn't bring you around Sarah as much as I would love to explore the original Sarah, and I'm talking about Gears of War 2 Sarah when you're fucking underground or you're in the hospital. I'm talking about the interesting sites, the end of GAL 1 when you're walking through the towns and the cities to get to fucking Rom, to get to the Tyro station. All that is interesting, but they did it in a way where you still got to explore those specific venues and locations on their terms. There is not a single map that I have been on that I can't look at a fucking picture and tell you exactly which map it is. When you start making open world games, how are you going to base your multiplayer off of that now? Because Gears of War at this point is a multiplayer selling game. I don't know anybody personally who buys the game for campaign. I know that there are people who do, but the majority of players are A, multiplayer, P, or B, PvE, right? Nobody is really asking for this, and I don't understand what compelled TC to want to change something so small but has such a big impact in the way the game is played and how it functions and the storytelling. Why do that? It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be in your face, a straight story, like almost reading a book, dude, or watching a TV show or watching a movie. It's supposed to be one direction, right? You're not supposed to go over here to figure out some little fucking snippets of the story or go find some interesting piece of fucking work that's gonna help you get the lore of the story down. Like, this isn't Destiny, bro. Like, I can't get that through my head. It just doesn't seem to sit right with me. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I can't even articulate what I want to say completely because of how jumbled up I get about this topic. But anyway, moving on. Um, Gears 5 fucking semi-open world bullshit. You mean the fucking extra paths that they added that led to nowhere and just gave you dumb fucking perks? Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I didn't care about upgrading Jack. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to fucking play the campaign and play the story. I find some cog tags. Cool. Tell me the little stories that happened in this area with the battles that happened while I wasn't here. I want to know about fucking the other cog soldiers where you find their cog tag on the ground with a dead body laying next to it like you did in Gears 1. The very first cog tag you find. I remember you find a cog tag and I believe Kim or Carmine, it was someone from Dom. It was Dom. He says, "Man, that's Rojas. He just had his kid just had his second birthday." And that gives you the background on who that cog soldier was without you having to go travel 20,000 fucking miles to the east to get to this location where his last known location was to find his cog tag just to get that. It's unimportant. That shit was in your face, and it was something that was an added on, right? It was something that, oh, it gave you a little bit of extra story. That's where you learned about the extra lore. Do shit like that. You found pieces of comics or papers or cog tags, and you collected them, and that was your fucking lore. There you go. You didn't know? Now you do. Read this. Read the description underneath it. Look at that. Oh, can you read the poster in the game? I know you can. We made this game 720p HD just for you guys. Brand new, breaking ground. It just the fucking TC, man. Um, and they go on to say in here, right? Everyone has been trying to make open world games, semi-open world games, and even if not, it's associated with the IP. And most fail, for one, because it's not what fans want, not what fans want. Two, because it often doesn't suit the game themselves. You can say that again. And three, because open world games require developers specialized in making them. Okay, guys. Now I remember Shadows just released a video. I'm not gonna go watch it right now, go over it, but he just released a video, and the caption was Gears of War. The coalition is bigger than Gears of War, and that makes me think like I didn't watch the video, but it makes me think like, does that mean they hired more devs to work on the game? I believe Microsoft had actually said something a little while ago about having more resources and giving them more developers and more money and stuff to help make the game. It is a flagship game for fucking it's a franchise game for Microsoft. It's the face of Microsoft like Halo, you know? They can't just let it die like this. Um so to make Gears of War stand out from its predecessors, you needed compelling new characters, an original new narrative, and perhaps some clever mechanics that modernize its cover-based third-person shooting. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to evolve something. This is true. Cover-based third-person shooting. I remember Gears of War 1, there was no wall cancel. Gears of War 2, slight wall cancel. It's really where Gears wall bouncing literally was invented, all because of a glitch. And then Gears 3, the wall cancel was absolutely insane. They evolutionized. Goddamn, I'm stupid. They evolved the third-person cover mechanic every game, right? They made it better every game. And I think that the pinnacle of their the best movement that they had was Gears 3. Honestly, Gears 3 and Judgment had the cleanest looking movement that I've ever seen in the Gears of War franchise. So, but you know, they don't need to what like this guy saying they don't need to reinvent the wheel completely. But the TC is opting for a more radical, or at least maybe doing this. Yeah, whatever. It was worth noting all this speculation and worry is based on unofficial reports, so I guess there's that too, right? What makes all this extra puzzling is if you were going to go for a more radical change, you'd assume it'd be done in the multiplayer realm, which that is what people have been asking for is multiplayer fixes. We didn't ask for you guys to take active reloads out, and you did. We didn't ask for you guys to change the movement, change how slow the movement was, and you did. We didn't ask for you to do a lot of the fucking things you did with Gears 5 and 4, and yet you did it. I don't know who the fuck told you to. It wasn't the fan base, and if it was the pros, well, let me tell you, the pros really need to go. Stop listening to them. Start listening to your casual fan base or your hardcore fan base, You're not going to build a fan base off of just doing what pros want. And to be honest, pros want the game that they want. They don't want the game that's made for them. And I think that's your fucking issue. So move on from that. We don't need no more fucking more modes. This article goes on to talk about extraction mode or battle royale. Like, yo, get that shit the fuck away from Gears, man. You don't need a fucking battle royale. Gears is a classic fucking 5v5, 4v4 multiplayer, and it has its up moments and it has its down moments, but it doesn't need any of this for the stakes. As this one streamer I watched the other day said, the stakes need to be risen. No, bro. They don't. The problem is that you just don't like the fucking game you're playing, right? And if you're really that fucking bored, right? Go play any BR. There's a million of them in that oversaturated market. So we can continue on here. It says you'd understand the call. And as long as the campaign or traditional multiplayer were there, no real harm done. However, to tweak the campaign, the part of the game that needs spicing up and at least, needs spicing up the least, and the part of the series that has a particular sentimental value for many fans is a peculiar call. I agree, 100%. I honestly have to agree with this guy. I have to agree with this article. He said a lot of things in there. Obviously, I spent a lot of time talking about it. We're already 18, 12 seconds in, so um, I just don't really think that DC is doing anything good for Gears. I think that they're just running the game into the ground. If you want me to be honest with you, a lot of my friends, a lot of the old fans of Gears that I know that who are every day spent every day, every hour fucking that they could playing Gears of War on 360. Now they won't even touch the game. And me, I'm a die-hard Gears fan. Like, I'm not a video game person. I'm not a gamer. I'm a Gears fan. I like Gears of War. I don't like playing video games all that much. So I don't know. And I guess like the article says, it's all speculation. None of this has been actually confirmed. So we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. I know I always load up this fucking game for nothing, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? So, and then I'll show you guys how to exit the game real quick. Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.